Hi, my name's Sean Mannikin from Stocks Australia, and welcome back to our second in the series of video workshops. We've put together these workshops that will allow you to manage the logistics functions in your business better. Our second workshop is about stock taking, and we're going to provide you with 7 tips on how to successfully stock take. No one enjoys stock taking, so let's try and make it as easy as possible for you. The first tip is ensure that all your inbound shipments are closed off, so that they're either in or they're out. And if they're in, ensure that they're in your host system and physically in your warehouse. If they're out, ensure that they're physically out of the warehouse and not in your host system at all. Conversely, our second tip revolves sales orders. So the orders that you've got pending for your customers. The same principle applies. They're either in or they're out. So if you've dispatched a sales order, ensure that it's also been invoiced and physically move that stock away from the area where you're counting. Conversely, if you choose to leave it in, don't do the invoice for that customer. You'd be surprised the number of times that people forget about their inbound shipments and forget about their outbound shipments and find discrepancies at the end. It makes it quite an effort. Thirdly, and probably one of the most important tips, would be ensure that your pick faces are clean, neatly stacked and levelled off as much as possible. If you've got nice level pick faces, it makes it far easier to count, and it makes it an incentive for people to ensure that it's accurate. If it's already laid out for them, it's convenient for them and they're more likely to count it accurately. The fourth one is probably a simple one. Provide your staff with calculators. You'd be surprised how a simple thing like that can make a very big difference. We're all pretty good with our probably 1, 2 and 3 and 4 times tables, but not many of us know our 11, 12 and 13 times tables. So if you provide your staff with a calculator, you'll minimise some errors that will save you a lot of time at the end of your stock take when you're trying to add up and reconcile the accounts. The fifth one is also a simple one, and that's reducing the distractions that there are in the warehouse. Now, when I talk about distractions in the warehouse, I'm talking about anything from radios to idle chit-chat to cricket in the warehouse, whatever it may be. Ensure that you minimise those distractions. Distractions result in errors, and errors result in an ineffective stock take. So reduce those distractions and it will make for a far better stock take. The sixth one is ensure that all your record keeping along the way is made very auditable. If you ensure that you can pinpoint at any point in time where the error was made, it makes the stock take far easier for you to do. So it's very important to ensure that your record keeping is just as accurate as your actual counting. And the last one is, of course, make sure that you check all your variances from your host system through to the physical count. It's important to understand if there was a variance between the two, and more importantly, what that variance was. If you understand what they are, it makes for a better stock take the second time round. And last but not least, make sure you update your host system. There's nothing worse than doing all that hard work, counting all the stock, finding out the variances, and then not updating your host system. It becomes a bit of a waste. So thank you again for your time, and we hope that you can join us next time for 7 tips on how to maintain a safe workplace.